But getting back to this game that I never left.
Got it. I got a two-part question, and then I'm gonna jump off out of respect. Just let somebody else get on the line and chop it up with you. The first one's just kind of something you can answer randomly. As far as books, is it possible for you to start recommending, the book of the day or maybe the book of the week or something like that for us to start, reading like what you read, that type of
No.
thing, and then the second one is the game for a non-P. Me myself, I'm a 9 to 5 square guy, but I with the ism real heavy. So as a matter of fact, I stopped talking to a guy that I've known for a long time just because he has no respect for the game. So I don't like to associate with people that have no respect for the game. The game to me is my religion. That's my, that's kind of where I'm going. But as far as like the P part of it, I'm not really a P or trying to be into the P, maybe more of a Mac or a player. How can I use the game to make myself come up? What tools do I need, or what is it that I'm doing wrong? What is it that I should be doing to use the game to advance myself in my life?
Well, let me first say this. Do I want you guys to increase your intelligence? Yes. Do I want you to study diligently? Yes. And that's the reason why I tell you to read. But I know that it is a successful method on how to compel people to read. If you notice, in any of my videos, I've never came and said the top 10 books, the top 20 books to read or any of that. Why is that? It's because what I learned in prison, and just in life in general, it always stays with me. I've seen certain people who really didn't have a desire to read. They really, barely even knew how to read, but they started reading urban books. They started reading freaky books. And once they started reading those books, sometimes there would be a word within that book that they had never seen before, that they couldn't define. So by them not knowing that word, and by the book being so interesting, the topic being so interesting to them, it provoked them to get up and look up this word, because I'm reading about sex, or I'm reading about some gangster shit, and they're using words now that I don't know. And because this topic is so interesting and I want to know everything that is being conveyed about this topic, I'm getting ready to sit up there and read and look up the definition of this particular word. And you know what I mean? Now you didn't call that book has caught their interest. Now you're reading the dictionary. Okay, now you might be reading about Lil Wayne, you might be reading about Larry Hoover, you might be reading about Jeff Ford, you might be reading about Stanley Tookie Williams, you might be reading about Craig Munson. But whatever books that you read, it's always going to be a word that's being used that you're not familiar with. And even though it's an urban book, it's still compelling you to get your lazy ass up and get into the dictionary. So I don't tell anybody what books they read to read. I say read a book that you're interested in reading, because I just want to get you. I know how to pimp. I know how to basically compel people to do things. So I don't say, okay, read this, read the Quran, read the King James, read, Paul Thornton. I'm not even going to give you a bunch of authors that you've never even heard before. I'm not going to do that. Like right now, hold on. Like right now, I'm reading a book, and I love reading this book because every time I read it, I get a different revelation. It's K. Arthur. I love any book that K. Arthur, brings out. And the book is called Israel, My Beloved. Now, of course, the people that they think that's Israelites, in my opinion and perspective, they not Israelites. But the knowledge that's being conveyed from the book and the messages that I got from it was so profound that I'm so glad that I got the book. Now, going back to my message, I'm not going to tell people what to read, because I just want them to start reading. And as they continue to read, the desire to keep reading, will build. as they keep finding books that they're interested in. And then I've seen thugs, I've seen gangster read gangster books, urban books, and go from that to reading religious books, political books, books about science. You know what I mean? So it's all about just finding something that you're interested in reading and building up from there. But I would tell any of these young people to endeavor to memorize the dictionary. That's the book that you should learn how to memorize, especially if you got a job or a career or you in a street life and part of your job description is to basically sit up there and communicate with people. So yes, you got to know how to communicate before you read Maya Angelou, before you sit up there and read, you know what I mean, any William Shakespeare book and things like that, Edgar Allan Poe or any of that. Study the dictionary, because a lot of you read books and you're just reading, but you're not understanding what you're reading simply because you can't define the words that you're even looking at. So you need to get your ass up in the damn dictionary, memorize the words, learn how to spell the words, use the words in its correct, you understand me, context, and stop trying to speed. Because a lot of you been lazy. When you read shit and you see a book that a word that you don't know, you just keep on going. And that's a lazy ass spirit. Okay? You only robbing yourself. With young people, you know, the older ones, a lot of them just gonna keep going. But to the young people that's teenagers and early 20s and things like that, don't you ever read no book and you see a word that is unfamiliar and you go past that word. Get your lazy ass up. Matter of fact, don't even grab your phone. If you got a dictionary, if you got that book, because I keep everybody know, and y'all gonna laugh at me. Please don't laugh at me. But I'll be up in this. I still got my prison dictionary, nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah, this the dictionary that I was studying in prison. Hold on, I'll show you another. Hold on. This is the biblical dictionary that I used. Hold on. As you can see, like, damn, Sin, you was studying. Yes, I was. And as the channel builds, I'm going to start speaking about different topics. I already know that you guys will be bored with the topics that I want to speak about because you don't read. So I have to wait till the channel gets big enough or start another channel for all of the studious nerds. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I still study. You know, I don't study as much as I used to, but I still have to. It's imperative for me to study because of the lifestyle that I live. So, you know, as far as how could the game, you know, hey man, this game is so impeccable that it's applicable to any lifestyle that you endeavor to be successful in. If you are endeavoring to be a successful businessman, you know, to be able to be blessed by having a conversation with the pimping, you know what I mean, that's a blessing that is beyond measure, because the pimping is going to basically say some things, and even though it might be pertaining to his lifestyle, but it has so much substance and intelligence and power within it that you would be a fool to not sit up there and transmit the information, you know what I mean, and give and try to basically attempt to utilize that within your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Because if you really look at pimps have always used knowledge from other lifestyles for them to basically get a situation that's beneficial for them. Okay? So you do the same thing. And then if you're dealing with a damn woman, why would you not want to listen to a pimp? What other man in the world got more power over a damn woman than a pimp? Think about that. What man in this world has more power over a woman than a motherfucking pimp? Who? Motherfuckers talk about alpha males. The pimp is the alpha of the alpha. He's the alpha and the motherfucking omega. There's no man that has more power over a woman's mind, body, spirit, whatever, than a motherfucking pimp. So if it's anybody that you should be listening to when it comes to dealing with a woman, a scientist is the pimping. That's who you should be listening to. So you might be in a relationship. You might be in a marriage. And you might say, well, how can information be, you know, information pertaining to the occupation of pimping and whoring, you know, be beneficial, you know, for me? And so many husbands, so many boyfriends have said, Sin, I don't live that life, but bro, the information that you are giving has been so helpful to me with me and my woman. You know what I'm saying? You didn't sit up there and, you know what I mean, fuck the dingleberries out of her ass. You got to sit up there and look for what is the next best thing that will impress her mind, because she didn't have my dick. She didn't have me. So what else could I produce that's going to have this woman's mind blown? And I'm telling you, knowledge, wisdom. Because like I keep on saying, you know, when your dick goes soft, your mind's still supposed to be going hard. You know what I'm saying? Because once, you know, if you only got fornication to bring to that situation with that woman, you know, this is a situation that's predestined to accelerate to its expiration date, you know what I mean, sooner than soon. So you need to be studying, young man. You need to be reading, young man. You need to be doing something that most don't do, young black man. You need to think, because as a man thinketh, so is he. Man, I hate to think. I don't be thinking. As a man thinketh, so is he. That's the reason. You know what I mean? Look at the results of your thoughts. What have you produced from the information that's in the location of your mind? If you find nothing, it's usually because you have nothing in here. You cannot give a woman a withdrawal if you're not making constant deposits of knowledge and wisdom in your mind each and every motherfucking day. You don't have nothing to give to your woman. A man is supposed to be able to encourage his woman, improve his woman, empower his woman, develop his woman. You know what I mean? Uplift his woman. Every conversation that she has with you, you're supposed to give her a mental climax like no other. She's supposed to be able to listen to you and be like, God damn, I love this man. I mean, the dick is good, the head is good, you know what I mean? If the can cook or whatever, but when we having conversations, sometimes I try to debate with him and I try to prove my little point, and he always just sit up there and spank me. Or when I'm having a debate with somebody else, I can just call my man and I know this got the answer, because not only does he got good, not only is this motherfucker handsome, but unlike other motherfuckers, this got a mind and he know how to utilize it. I hope you guys live as long as you want and never want as long as you live, man. Y'all be blessed now.